Ilyas trailed a few steps behind, trying to match the rhythm of the other boys. Their laughter dimmed as the crooked fence of the graveyard came into view. One of them lowered his voice. "Don't walk too close." It began as whispers between children, as warnings from our elders. Our town follows strange rituals and we never ask why, because questions are dangerous. So we obey. One of those rituals warns us, never linger near the graveyard. If you do, the air begins to change. First comes the chill, seeping into your bones, making your steps heavy. Then the feeling follows, that someone is behind you, keeping pace, matching every move, every breath. And if you don't hurry, you'll hear it. A whisper, gentle but insistent, calling your name. Those who lingered never returned the same. They stumbled back pale, trembling, their words faltering, as they tried to explain. And always the story was the same. A woman with hair like a mourning veil, dragging behind her. Her eyes burn, holding a wrath that does not fade. Even our bravest elders dared not speak her name. When the graveyard was mentioned, they looked away as if the place itself could reach through walls and stir their soul. I wanted proof, so I went twice after school. The graves were ringed with earth where nothing grew. A faint wind stirred the soil and I swore something brushed past me. But I never saw her. I told myself it was only my mind, a trick of fear. So I chose to ignore it. Not until my uncle told me what he had seen. One night he was coming home late from work. The graveyard was the shortcut. Rain fell hard, but he went that way anyway. On the path he heard someone calling his name. Fear tightened his chest, so he quickened his steps. Then he heard my grandmother's voice. He turned, but it wasn't her. He didn't look back. She kept calling his name. He ran faster than he ever had until he reached home. Drenched in sweat, he knocked again and again until my grandmother opened the door. The moment he saw her, he fainted. They said he was pale as a ghost. The elders took him to the healer in our town. That was how he survived. He was only 19. As my uncle told the story, I could see fear in his eyes. When she looked at me, he continued, I felt my soul shrinking, thread by thread. I will be honest with you, a part of me was still a skeptic at this point. Maybe it was only the rumors seeping into his subconscious. But belief forces itself in when the people you care about, and voices you trust, shake with fear. In small towns like ours, everyone knows each other. So, when one of my close friends, Ida, didn't come to school, we were told that her grandfather had passed away. As usual, people gathered, brought food, and stayed close to the family in mourning. But this time was different. The funeral was hurried. He wasn't laid to rest with the others. Instead, he was buried outside the town's graveyard. There was fear in everyone's eyes, more than grief. That night, the streets were emptier than usual. By morning, Ida's family was gone. They left without a word, as if no trace of them had ever existed. For days the town spoke in hushed tones. Some said Ida's grandfather had seen something in the woods. Others swore he spoke to shadows in his final days. A few claimed they heard a woman's laughter near his home at night. No one agreed on the details, but everyone agreed on one thing. His death was not natural. We weren't allowed to go out at night anymore. 5 years later, she returned. One by one, her family members began to die. Only her aunt remained in town. But Ida was not the same. She had dark circles under her eyes, her skin was pale, and her hair hung messy and untended. She kept saying the same thing again and again. She will take me with her too. The whole town avoided her. No one found the courage to step closer. They left food at her door. As her friend, I wanted to do more. I wanted to reach her, to pull her back from whatever was taking hold. I called my uncle to ask about the healer. He was not in town. His wife opened the door and told me he wouldn't return for a week. The next day we found Ida lifeless near her home. I couldn't believe it, and the guilt kept me awake all night. I kept thinking about the healer, about what might have been done if I had reached him in time. But it was too late. At night, I could still hear the faint echo of her words in my mind. She will take me with her too. Sometimes when the wind blew through the empty streets, it carried her laughter. I couldn't forget her. Nor was I able to forgive myself. I finally visited the healer, hoping for answers. What I learned froze me. Ida's grandfather had died while performing a ritual to summon the long-haired lady. The ritual had failed, and she had appeared in fury. In her wrath, she killed him and swore to destroy every member of his family, one by one. That was what had happened to Ida's family. That's why the funeral had been hurried. That's why they had left the town. I could have saved her, I whispered. No one can help Ida, the healer said. His eyes darkened. And the deaths this week, didn't you notice? I hesitated. Coincidence? He smiled faintly as if he had known the truth long before I did. No one is safe now. The healer had been right. Accidents continued, cars veering off the road, people falling suddenly as if struck by an unseen force. The elders set new rules. Don't look out the window. Don't answer when someone calls your name. And never stray from the path. But even with rules, safety was only an illusion. The long-haired lady was no longer bound by rituals or graves. She moved through the town like a shadow. And us, we were trapped, caged by fear and rules. Guilt is a powerful emotion. I realized it after the deaths of people in our town. After she called our names, one by one, as if she already knew the order of our deaths. It clung to me heavier than fear, whispering that their blood was on my hands. And once guilt takes root, it never lets you rest. I couldn't save Ida, but maybe I could save others. But the long-haired lady, I needed to know more about her. Who was she? Where had she come from? Had she ever truly lived, or had death claimed her long ago? 1,000 questions tore through my mind in an instant. Ida's grandfather had tried to bind her, so she killed his family. But the innocent people? The road accidents? Why was she choosing them? During the town meeting, the elders sat in silence. I finally found the courage to speak, the questions clawing at my throat from the night before. My uncle motioned for me to stop, but I couldn't back down. I needed the truth. What have you been hiding from us? I nearly screamed, my voice shaking with anger and fear.